Inshallah, let's just start, inshallah. What was the question of last night, inshallah? Brother Yunus, you remember the question? You forget what you ate for dinner, huh?
I remember that sweet that brother.
You just remember the sweet? Mashallah. Anybody remembers the question? The question of last night. Nobody remembers? Uh-huh. Yes, that's right. Well, who was the person the first person in Islam to actually shoot an arrow in Islam, or to throw an arrow in Islam? أول صحابي. No matter what you do, even if you give everybody sweet, you're not gonna win tonight.
لا ما جاوبت اليوم.
ما جاوبت؟
لا.
He didn't participate, الحمد لله.
خليني اعطيك بعد واحدة. تعطيني هاي.
خلاص إن شاء الله خير.
أنا فزت مرتين.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you إن شاء الله.
تفضل بعد.
خلاص. Everybody took one? خلاص, finish them.
We have another.
I don't accept any bribe, basically, so. Anyways, so the question was, الصحابي الذي رمى أول سهم في الإسلام. Who was the first person to throw or to shoot an arrow in Islam? And the answer was, I didn't check the answers, but let's see. And the answer is, okay, the winner with us, inshallah. Choose one, inshallah. Just look at them and take one.
That's right.
MashaAllah. That's the right answer. The right answer is As-Sahabi al-Jalil Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas. The same answer as last night. Khalun Nabi, the uncle of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He was the first person to throw an arrow in Islam. That was Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas radiyallahu anhu. And the winner is Khalid. How many Khalids do we have in here? Just one person, subhanAllah, you're the only one. I was going to claim it for somebody else. MashaAllah. So inshallah, I'm gonna tell you one thing. The question of tonight, inshallah. The question of tonight, just pay attention. It's really beautiful and sensitive question. One day, Abu Dhar, mashallah, you have so much sweet.
People try to lose weight all the time. It's like
Trying to make everybody gain weight like me. Subhanallah. Just pay attention. Forget about his sweets. Anyways, so the question is, just imagine, think about the situation. Uthman ibn Affan radiyallahu anhu. Uthman ibn Affan. He was sitting one day in the masjid. He was sitting in the masjid, just by himself. And Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas came to the masjid. And then he entered the masjid and he saw Uthman ibn Affan radiyallahu anhuma. And then he stood in front of Uthman ibn Affan and they looked at each other. And he told him, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh, Uthman. Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas was making salam. And Uthman was looking at him. And he didn't reply to him. And Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas, he was surprised. What's going on? Like, is there something is wrong? And then he looked at him. He's looking at me. I told him, Assalamu alaikum. He didn't reply. Then Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas, so this story basically happened at the time of Umar ibn al-Khattab. After Rasulullah passed away, Abu Bakr passed away, so that was like the time of Umar ibn al-Khattab. Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas, he got mad, and then he left. He left the masjid and he went to Umar ibn al-Khattab, and he came to him, to his majlis, to his place where he used to roll in, and he actually told him, Ya Umar, anything happened in Islam? يعني, he was just surprised. Maybe something was changed. Anything happened in Islam? Maybe if I say Salaam alaikum, you don't reply. Umar ibn Khattab said, وَمَاذا? What's that? He said, I went to the masjid and I saw Uthman ibn Affan and ملأ عينيه مني. He filled his eyes with looking at me. He filled his eyes with me, like looking at me. He was just looking at me. And I told him, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi Uthman. He didn't reply to me. And I was thinking something is happening. هل حدث أمر? Is something happening major, something, stuff like that happened to Islam? So Umar ibn Khattab, he was surprised. He said to his one of his companions, he said, go and call Uthman, bring him to me. They went and they brought Uthman ibn Affan to Umar ibn Khattab. And he told him, Ya Uthman, ما هذا الذي وصلني منك? Is that right what I heard from Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas? And he said, what's that? He said, أيسلم عليك خال المصطفى ولا ترد عليه السلام? Is it like possible that the uncle of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ says Salaam alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh and you don't reply the salam to him? And he said, he never did. Uthman bin Affan, he denied that. And he said, he never did. Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas, he was surprised. He said, no, I did. And you were looking at me and I was looking at you. And he said, no, you did not. Wallahi ma sallamt. Imagine, Uthman bin Affan was swearing by Allah. Oh, by Allah, you didn't actually say salam. And Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas, he said, by Allah, I did say salam alaikum. And then just after a while, Uthman bin Affan remembered. He said, oh yes, I remember. You came to the masjid and you said salam alaikum. Oh yeah, astaghfirullah. Then he, astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayh. Then he made tawbah for the half. That was half law. And then Umar ibn Khattab, he told him, what was actually puzzling you, like what was in your mind? So what was that very serious thing in your mind that kept you even away, like you didn't even reply? He said, Subhanallah, كأنني لم أره. عندما أتى, when he came, Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas, to him, he said, I didn't even see him. I was busy with something that was actually bugging my mind. And he told him, what's that? And then Uthman ibn Affan, we're coming to the question right now. He said, one day we were sitting with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in a halaqa, in a circle. And all the companions were listening to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sallu ala Rasulillah. And Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was about to mention a very beautiful dua. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, Uthman ibn Affan, right now, Uthman ibn Affan is actually telling the story. He's telling Umar ibn Khattab what was actually keeping him busy. He said, we were sitting with the Prophet, and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he told the companions, I'm gonna tell you dua. سأخبركم بدعاء. And then he mentioned Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam أقسم بالله. He said, والله ما دعا أحد الله بهذا الدعاء إلا أبره. Uthman bin Affan, he said, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he told us, I'm gonna tell you a dua. And by Allah, anyone asks Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala anything by this dua, it will be answered. And everyone was looking at the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, just like waiting, what's that dua? And then a Bedouin came and he interrupted the halaqah. He came and interrupted the halaqah. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam actually got busy with that Bedouin, Rajul Arabi. And then after that, he was just busy with the Arabi, then he left. He didn't mention the dua. And the Sahaba, they were very polite. They couldn't actually hold the Prophet. And the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was going to his house. And Uthman, he told Umar, till this moment, I'm just thinking, I wish I could know what's that dua. I just want to know what's that dua. Umar ibn Khattab, he said, yes, I was there too. And I wish, I'm looking for that dua. I don't know what that dua was. And then Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas, he said, I'm gonna tell you that. he was the only one. He said, when we were sitting with the Prophet, I followed him to his house because he's the uncle of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he said, everybody stayed, and I followed the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and I tapped on his back, and he said, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam turned, and he said, Ma, what's happening? And he said, Ya Rasulullah, you were about to mention a dua, and you swore by Allah, anybody ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by this dua, he will be answered. But then this Bedouin came in and interrupted you, and then you left. He said, oh, na'am. Ad-du'a huwa, then he mentioned that dua. The question is, what's that dua? So, inshallah, I know you were waiting for that dua. I want you to search for that dua, inshallah. That's the question. And the winner is Khalid, huh? Khalid, alhamdulillah, they brought the prizes. Alhamdulillah. And it's really heavy, very small, but it's really heavy, mashallah. And that's your prize.
Really?
Yes. Mashallah. Jazakallah khair. Inshallah. And then inshallah, for those who won with us before, we have their prizes here, inshallah. Jazakallah khair.